What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It is the 16th of August, and here we are at about 14.2 cents. Some people have some weird theories about me and Cookie DAO. I've seen some comments. The same thing with XCN. They're like, you're talking about it less. That means you're bearish on it. No. No. I do this all the time, you guys. I do this all the time with various cryptos that I love even, right? Even my biggest bags. If they're being boring, I stop talking about them because what's there to talk about? You know what I mean? There's not a whole lot going on. It is the weekend. I do believe that we're at our low points. Some people believe that we're going lower, and it's very possible. You know, we are in a bit of a downtrend. We've got the lower lows, the lower highs. You know, we've got the whole thing there. But I do think that we're closer to the low, if not at our low. We're probably closer to validating this as a low than we are to taking it out. But even if we go down, what would that look like? Let's see. If we take a relative low here to a relative high there, hit your 1272 to the golden ratio and down, maybe 12.2 cents to 11.1 cents at the lowest. To be fair, if we went to 11.1 cents, I would think that we complete the trek down to about 10 cents, just below 10 cents there at 9.9 cents. But I don't think we're going to see that, right? What, Cookie DAO is going to drop another, let's see, another 30%? I have a hard time seeing that. It kind of makes sense in this overall trajectory, kind of, you know. I don't know, 30% from here, what the whole market would have. I mean, the average altcoin then would have to drop another, like, probably 15% or more, I would think. And I just don't see that happening. I could see a 13 cent to 12.2 cent price, something like that happening, but time will tell. Personally, I'm more in favor of the idea that this is the low. Let's get into the short-term stuff, and then we'll come back out here to the daily. Okay, so looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, and we might not get a whole lot because it has been moving sideways. You had this double bottom setup here, right here, nice little W shape, and you didn't do anything with it. You ran up, and now you're finding resistance here. Perhaps you break out, perhaps you do continue higher, and this is just a lagging moment before you do. Let's see if you've done this before. Oops. You know, you've kind of done this before, like lagging and then you move up, right? Lag and then you move up. I mean, we've seen this happen before, so it definitely could, you know, be just a foreshadowing of good things to come. But I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't take this and run with it immediately. Maybe it's because it's the weekend, and the weekends are a little bit more boring, right? A little bit more due for some effery. If we're looking at this from a relative high here to a relative low here, let's take this low, not the fake out low. I mean, personally, I would think that if we were to go lower, we would at least have to hit this 382. With how much we've reacted at this 236 here, I would think that we are at least earmarked for this. So 15 cents, we could go up to 15 cents and then still come down. But I would think that we are moving up higher, just looking at the price and looking at the fibs here. If we take a look at the indicators, the RSI looks, well, overall looks bearish, let's be fair, but it looks bullishly postured here. Stochastics look bullishly postured, double bottom off the oversold zone there, getting higher lows. And then the MACD, let's put that on. MACD is about to cross above the zero, man. Or find resistance on it, one of the two, but you're building bullish momentum here. You do have a green bar coming in. Got 28 minutes left. Let's see how this 1 hour closes, but I don't know, man. I actually do have faith that you're going to move up from here, so good. Liking to see that. Looking at this on a 4 hour time frame, higher lows here in the RSI, lower lows there. That's bullish divergence. You haven't really done anything with it. I mean, I guess you moved up a little bit. You can move lower, by the way. You absolutely can move lower, and you did find resistance here at prior support, resistance here at prior support, so you very well could go lower. And I wouldn't be too sad if that happened. Again, maybe we go lower, maybe we find a double bottom, something like that. A slightly higher low, a slightly lower low, but something in that area could happen. If we're looking at this on the indicators, the MACD looks like it wants to cross up. Stochastics actually bounced off the oversold zone after being into them, and they're crossed up as well. And the RSI bounced off the oversold zone after getting overbought. I mean, this looks better than the 1 hour does, and the 1 hour looks good enough to continue. So I would think, let's give it to the upside. I think Cookie DAO does want to move up. It is the weekend. Don't expect anything too crazy to happen, but maybe going into next week, we should see some life come back into this thing. Looking at it on a daily time frame, right at a place to bounce on the MACD. Typically, you know, you touch these oscillators together and then you move up, right? You get close and then you move up. That's just what happens typically. If you're looking to move up, if you're in an uptrend, which I wouldn't say that we're necessarily in an uptrend right now, but we do have a higher low right there for now. The RSI bouncing off the 40 is a good look, and that's exactly what we did. We bounced right here off the 40 level, And the stochastics, I'm not really a big fan of the stochastics, to be fair. The stochastics are the only thing here out of these three that would suggest we go lower. And in all fairness, if we went lower, the MACD and the RSI, they could take it. They could take lower prices and we would still look fine on both indicators. So maybe the stochastics are trying to tell us something. Maybe we do go a little bit lower, but if we do, it's fine. And whenever I say a little bit lower, I really do. I mean, we're at 14 cents, man. I mean, we might drop 1 cent, 2 cents at the most, you know, nothing crazy. Whenever it does come time for something crazy to happen, it's going to be to the upside. Absolutely, it's going to be to the upside. Let's look at this on Bybit. Hold on. With all the history that we have, right? Really what we're doing here is we're finding support at prior support here, prior support here, prior support there, and prior resistance back here. Very significant level of resistance. We even tipped this as resistance here. We're finding support right at this line where we've basically shown significance throughout your whole life, Cookie. Okay? Whenever you moved up here, you had a massive, massive move. From a low to a high, you saw 42.4x, okay? 42.4x in what took about 6-7 weeks to achieve. Believe me when I tell you that by the end of September, if not sometime, maybe in October, we will likely see prices that are above $1.65, right? We could absolutely see an 11x and more from here, okay? It's been a little bit chill right now, but if we look at how this thing's moving, we did have a pretty intense downward movement here. A little 1, 2, 3 correction. Had a little bit of life come back, and now this move down has been a little bit less intense. Things are dying off. We're turning the tide. The boat is turning around, and whenever we do move up on this next rally, I would think that it's bigger than the last one. Does that make sense? Bigger and faster, or maybe just as fast but bigger, because that was about 6 to 8 weeks there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. You did a 5x in 8 weeks. I would think that in the next 8 weeks, we'll see something on the lines of like an 11x or more. And the reasoning for that is because that's where our fib extensions are. From a high to a low, the minimum target is $1.65. The maximum target is $3.90. With that perceived outcome from the current price of 14.1 cents, 14.2 cents almost, that'd be about an 11.4x on the minimum side to a 27x on the maximum side. I don't think we stop at either target. I think we stop somewhere in between, right here, just above the 1414. It's very common to wick right above the 1414, and I would say that we go to about probably like 250 or 260, something on the lines of an 18x from here. That's my expectation. And if I'm wrong, man, maybe Cookie's more bullish. Maybe this thing really captures the spotlight and we see some crazy intense movement all the way up to $7 to $10. I don't know, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. We just have to be patient and wait. I'm not bearish on Cookie. I haven't been making as many videos on it, and that's only because it's been boring. We're in the same range that we've been in really for months now, but for the last 3 weeks especially, like right here in this lower ends of this range. And whenever things get boring, even my favorite coins, I just talk less about them because there's less to talk about, you know? That's just kind of how it is. I wonder, has Cookie done anything? Let's look at Cookie DAO here and just see. Hoskinson says it's the bull run. Well, he's got some experience, so that might, you know. I don't think that he would just say those words lightly, but it's on CNBC, so that makes me scared. On Cookie.fun, nearly all tokens and projects have their own top voices, mindshare leaderboards with loyalty. Yes, it's pretty cool. No big updates right now, and that's okay. That's okay. At least nothing that I'm aware of. Maybe I should have kept scrolling. I thought that was July 15th, but it's August 15th. Let's see. Cookie snaps are cool. Just got my first C snaps on leaderboard recently. Cookie.fun announced the C snaps multipliers are now live on Almanac leaderboard. That's pretty cool. GG snappers, keep the momentum rolling. Hell yeah. I don't know, guys. I think that Cookie is going to do phenomenal. I don't see any like significant updates or anything like that, but time will tell. It's worth, how much is the market cap right now? $84 million, and you're boring. You're so boring that I don't even want to talk about you daily, like we normally do, and yet 84 million, you're getting 15.5 million in volume. That's good volume, you guys. Big things are happening. Big things are coming. This thing genuinely will be worth billions of dollars in market cap valuation probably over the coming months. And I would think that it's going to be worth tens of billions by the end of this cycle, right? A 100x would be $8.4 billion. I think this thing could be worth three times that. We could see a multi-100x of this thing genuinely by the end of the cycle. I really wouldn't be surprised at all if that happens. So I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves. All right, bye-bye.